Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating framework by Xu Feng. It's all about the completely uncompromising, rule-based spiritual mechanics of the universe. So if you've ever wondered how karma actually works, or how our actions are tallied up on a massive cosmic scale, well, you are definitely in the right place. Let's get into it. We're going to kick things off with a core foundational quote from the source material, just to set the stage for everything we're looking at today. The text states, Tao is the essence of all the rules and laws governing the universe. Now, in this framework, the spiritual and the physical, they are not separate. The highest cosmic order isn't some abstract idea. It's the literal structural integrity of the universe itself. Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with number 1, the laws of nature. 2, emotion cannot alter reality. 3, merits cannot erase mistakes. 4, the rigorous path upward. And finally, number 5, perfecting your own life. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the laws of nature and understanding Tao and the greatest creator. To really grasp how this text defines the highest power in the universe, we have to understand that the Tao isn't some mystical, elusive vapor out there in the ether. Instead, it's defined as the literal consciousness of the greatest creator. But, how does that consciousness actually interact with us? Well, it manifests physically. It shows up as the strict, unbreakable natural laws and principles governing nature. Think about gravity, cause and effect, the changing of the seasons. These aren't just background mechanics. They are literally the active will of the creator at work. And that brings us to the basic binary rule of this universe. It's honestly incredibly straightforward. If your thoughts, your words, and your actions align with these natural laws, you get rewarded. But if they conflict with these laws, you are punished. The author makes it super clear that the universe operates on this strict, unbroken logic. There is absolutely no gray area here. You're either in alignment or you're in conflict. That's it. Moving right along to section 2, emotion cannot alter reality, or why devotion just isn't enough. So this section explores a really specific, grounded rule in this philosophy, which is the idea that the ultimate Tao is completely immune to your emotional devotion. Just look at the stark contrast here. Over on the one hand, you've got intense emotional devotion, pious wishes, emotional love, burning joss sticks, kowtowing in a temple all day. I mean, a lot of belief systems weigh those things really heavily, right? But put that right up against physical reality. If you drink poison, natural laws dictate that you are still going to die. The physical law simply overrides the emotional devotion. The universe doesn't just pause its laws because you love the creator. Because of this, the text insists there is literally no special grace or emotional loophole for anyone. I mean, look at this list. Popes, masters, emperors, incredibly devout disciples, ordinary lay people, and yes, even messengers of the greatest creator themselves. The text emphasizes that every single person on this list will still suffer illness and mishaps if they make mistakes. You can't just assume that because you're walking the right path, you're somehow magically immune to the consequences of your own errors. Let's head into section 3, merits cannot erase mistakes. We're looking at the strict ledger of action. So, if the laws apply equally to everybody, how exactly are our actions tallied up? Well, take a look at the bottom row of this chart, no offsetting allowed. In a lot of philosophies, there's this concept of a cosmic scale, right, where your good deeds eventually outweigh your bad ones. Actually, scratch that. It's not a scale here at all. According to this text, merits and mistakes do not offset each other. Ever. They're calculated totally independently. If you do 10,000 good deeds, you are rewarded for 10,000 merits. But what if you commit just one single bad deed? A massive mountain of good deeds will never cancel it out. The universe's accounting department is ruthlessly precise. You're still going to face the exact punishment for that one mistake. The greatest creator simply won't ignore it. This takes us to section 4, the rigorous path upward, or the science of ascension. Because there are zero emotional loopholes and absolutely no offsetting of mistakes, ascending to a higher state of existence is framed as incredibly difficult. Just look at the terminology the author uses. The text defines the path of self-refinery using these incredibly clinical, unyielding terms: rigorous, scientific, meticulous, precise, completely non-emotional. It paints a picture of a universe that does not bend, it doesn't compromise, and it certainly does not negotiate. It literally treats spiritual growth with the exact same rigor as a mathematical formula or a physics equation. To truly grasp just how precise this is, the text gives us a pretty fascinating mathematical example. Imagine the standard to ascend to immortality is exactly 100 points. If you do the work, you refine yourself, and you score an amazing 99? Well, the text is adamant. Having 99 points means you absolutely fail. You can't round up. You can't go to the teacher and ask for extra credit based on your devotion, right? That missing one point has to be meticulously made up. So how do we actually make up those points and clear our ledgers? The author lays out a very strict three-step process for karma. Step 1, a mistake is sown. Step 2, a hardship, a sorrow, or a setback is experienced as a direct result. And step 3, enduring that painful consequence is what actually dispels the karma. The text compares this whole rigorous process to the famous 81 hardships of Monk Tang from classic literature. Monk Tang couldn't skip a single one of his trials to reach his goal. Similarly, the author argues that we have to actually endure our setbacks cheerfully, without feeling sorry for ourselves, because suffering the consequence is the only way to dispel the bad karma we've created. There's just no alternative route. And finally, Section 5, perfecting your own life, the final focus. Okay, so we've established the macro rules of this highly structural universe. But what is the micro-level application? Like, what are you actually supposed to do with the knowledge of these unbreakable rules today? Well, the author states that there is an endless, boundless supply of absolutely beautiful things waiting in the highest realms of existence. But there is a catch. They're strictly gated. According to the laws of nature we just talked about, these boundless rewards are only fit for absolutely beautiful lives. You simply cannot access the rewards without first possessing the corresponding quality of life. Therefore, the ultimate takeaway of this whole explainer is a massive shift in perspective. You have to stop actively pursuing external rewards, beautiful things, or cosmic favors. Because the system is perfectly scientific and literally cannot be cheated, your only logical move is to turn your focus entirely inward. You need to dedicate all your energy to the meticulous, step-by-step self-refinery of your own life's quality. And this brings us to the ultimate promise of this philosophy. Because the laws of nature are rigid, unyielding, and precise, they actually work entirely in your favor once you align with them. The text argues that once you actually achieve that perfect quality of life, once you hit that perfect 100-point mark through diligent self-refinement, the beautiful things are scientifically guaranteed to come to you. They can't run away. The law of the universe literally demands that they arrive. So, I'll leave you with this exact, pretty provocative question that the text demands we all ask ourselves. Instead of asking the universe for favors, we need to look in the mirror and ask, is mine an absolutely beautiful life? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this deep dive has given you a fascinating new framework to reflect upon.